Okay, y'all, I was talking to a friend of mine, letting her know like my process with cooking. And when I say I have a lot of Penzeys, there's more. This is all Penzeys on that middle shelf. The only thing that's not Penzey's is Harissa Fire, and the brand is Shafa Blends, and you can find it on their website. This has, I think, at least 3 different peppers in it. So what I was thinking was to show y'all I am making sauce. And the meat came in a block from BJ's. It was like 3 packs, and they're like over £1 each. And so what I do is I do like 3 passes with seasonings. I just recently started taking pictures of the seasonings I use because something will taste really great and then I'm pissed at myself because I don't remember what I put in it. So I just recently started taking pictures of the seasonings I put, and even doing that, the food won't taste the same because I don't measure anything. But I'm going to show you what is in the ground beef right now. We have, and all of these are Penzey's except Harissa Fire, so that's going to go over there. We have red and green bell pepper. We have ginger. We have forward. And for these, I cut the label and put on the back like what the ingredients are. And because you see like paprika, garlic, turmeric, because I want more of that flavor, I put onion. I put in turmeric. I love flavorful foods. Smoked paprika, Spanish style. I put in very hot crushed red pepper. This is my first time using that one, so I'm excited. The one I did use just said hot. It did not say very hot. We have black and red. This is, the only things in here is Tella cherry, black pepper, and cayenne red pepper. I always tell y'all I like spicy stuff. And we have also in here Revolution, which also has turmeric in it, and Tella cherry black pepper. And I already told you Harissa Fire has like 3 different peppers in it. That's all it is. And we also put in the roasted garlic, which came in a sample pack in my most recent Penzey's order. And this is the sauce. And here's my pasta. Y'all, I'm a label whore across the board. When I put it in, not when I put it in, but when the sell by date is and the instructions. And even though for this is Barilla pasta, one of these, it comes in a 4-pack at BJ's. It says 10 minutes, but actually for me, for some reason, it's still really hard. And so I cook it for 16 minutes. And this is the sauce that I use also from BJ's. And you see how big this is? 45 ounces. And so I have Talenti's ice cream bottles, which I fill it about 3/4 of a way, which is a serving. And I'll have like 6 of those to put in the freezer after I eat whatever I'm going to eat this morning. So I'm just breaking apart the ground beef. For those of you who don't like using plastic, I just wanted to show you I do have wooden utensils, but I tend to not like these because they're hard to clean. Plastic ones are easier to clean. So I do 4 passes, I was telling Princess, with my seasonings. And so you see that there's seasonings in here. And I put that in as soon as I put the meat in. And then when the meat is almost all the way brown, I'll do another pass. And so I'll dump a little bit more of everything in here. And once the meat is completely brown, then I'll taste it. And so I might do 5 passes, it depends. If I'm still not getting all the flavors that I want, I'll put just a tiny bit more of everything in here. So when I tell you on videos I dump seasonings, I dump seasonings. And I love it. I love spicy food. I love flavorful spicy food. And so even though you're seeing a lot of stuff with peppers, you also see turmeric, you see paprika, you see ginger, you have garlic. So it's like all of these flavors. And for someone who doesn't like as much flavor as I like, something that has turmeric, onion, bell pepper in it, that's enough for them. But if I want more of that flavor, as I showed you, I'll add more onion, more turmeric, like just that plain turmeric, the plain onion, the plain peppers. You know what I'm saying? Because I like flavor. And so when it's almost all the way brown, I do the second pass of all of the seasonings. And then I dump the sauce in it. And I'll do another pass with all the seasonings. And then I'll taste it. And I'm like, okay, let me let it simmer. So then I'll put the lid on the pot and I'll turn it down low, because right now it's not even high, it's like on number 3. I'll turn it down lower so it can simmer, and then I'll go back maybe 5 or 10 minutes later and I'll taste it again, the sauce in the meat, and then I'll do my 4th pass. Sometimes it might be the 5th, with everything on here. But by the time I get to flavoring, after it simmers, the sauce simmers with the meat, I will just put a little bit of everything and not a lot like I did when I first put the meat in, and not as much as I'm going to put just before it's all the way browned. So I wanted to just show you how I do this, and I thought this would be good for Vlogmas. But I don't think it's going to be for Vlogmas. I think it'll just be a random video. And I don't consider myself a cook. I consider myself a lazy cook, but I can make things that taste really good. I do have Penzey's videos. I'm not affiliated. I was introduced to them years ago, probably like 6 years ago at this point, and I fell in love. And so you saw my cabinet. Everything is Penzey's except Harissa Fire. That's it. Everything else is from Penzey's that I have. And I do often add in a gift card into my giveaways. If the winner is in the United States, they'll get a gift card. If the winner is international, I will send them some Penzey spices because they don't deliver overseas. And so I'm just still chopping up the meat. You can also do what I'm doing with ground turkey. And for me, ground turkey seems to not, what's the word? Ground turkey doesn't seem to bind together as much as ground beef, because I'm looking at this piece right here, like this big chunk, excuse me for the steam. Ground turkey doesn't seem to do that. And you can see some of the peppers. Oh my gosh. This is my first time, I think, using the very hot. I think I said that. And this is only my 2nd time using the red and green. I'm still iffy about the red and green, so I didn't put a lot, but the hot crushed red pepper I really liked. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna dump this in here. So this is very hot. Harissa Fire is hot as hell. And what else is really hot? Black and red is really hot. So those are like straight hot, straight heat, but it has flavor. And so I'm going to go for now. The meat is almost all the way brown, so I will taste it. Excuse me for the fog on the lens. I'm going to taste it and see what else to dump in here, and then let it cook down some more. And then we'll put the sauce in it. And I think I'll come back maybe after we put the sauce in it, when I add my seasonings again in the sauce. So if you like flavorful food, season as you go, taste before you do your next pass of seasonings. And if you like a particular flavor, like I found out using one of these that had turmeric in it, that I like the flavor of turmeric, so I ordered turmeric. I'll put that in. I do need more onions though, because I only have a couple of these, and this goes super quick. So don't be afraid to mix seasonings. If you like a particular flavor, if you like ginger, because one of these or 2 of these has ginger in it, so I will add more ginger. Something has garlic in it, add more garlic if you want more of that flavor, and it doesn't take away from any other flavors. And I don't know if that's a Penzey's thing, where I can dump so much stuff in here, but then I can still taste the individual flavors, and I love that. And I had mentioned before, the last time I made sauce, I gave my neighbor a jar, well, one of those little Talentis things of sauce, and when she finally tried it, she told me, she said she didn't have to add anything. She likes spicy and she likes flavor too. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I had 3 left in my freezer, and I told her, I said, I have 3, one is yours if you want it. She said, okay, I'll take it. And the other day, because this comes in a 3-pack at BJ's, I said, I have ragu sauce, and there was a coupon for it, so I bought an extra one. And I said, would you like a jar of sauce? That's the day she came, when I was trying to figure out where to put food that wouldn't fit in my freezer. And she was like, no, I don't want a jar of sauce. I said, oh, but you just want it after I make it. She said, yeah. I said, okay, I got you. And that made me feel so good, because I don't consider myself a cook. And so when I do make something and somebody is like, oh my gosh, like that was so good, you know, that makes my heart warm. But then I'm pissed because it's not going to ever taste that way again. Because even though I know what I put in this batch, I don't measure. And actually, you know what? I'm going to edit out opening all the jars, and I'll show you my second pass of adding seasonings. I'm trying to find a little piece of beef. I'm chewing it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. On the back end, like when you swallow when you're still chewing. I did turn my head. I didn't cough in the pot. Oh, there is a serious kick in here. I think it's this right here. Very hot crushed red pepper. Oh my gosh, I love it. That kick. Oh my gosh. The back of my throat. All right, I'm going to edit this out because I need to put the phone down to, or I'll just put it down. And then I'll unscrew all the tops. I'm going to turn this down to 2. And then when I pick my phone back up, we'll pick up and you can see how I dump stuff in. When I say I dump stuff in, I literally just dump stuff in. There is no measuring cup over here at all. All right, so I'm gonna put this down, open up these lids. We're going to do the onion first because whatever utensil I'm using, I'll use the butt of it to scrape it up because this does tend to stick to itself. And that's all that's in here. I do have more in my cabinet, but we're just going to just deal with that. I put, oh, that thing had a kick. I put the lid to this, to that, the lids to the ones in the back and the back. So that way I know what had what. So we're going to start over here. We're going to take forward. Is this forward? No, this is Penzey's Revolution. I just dump stuff in. Now we're going to pick up the roasted garlic. Just a little bit because y'all know garlic has a strong flavor. Now we're going to take the black and red. Y'all, this is what we do. So, I do think it was that very hot pepper because I don't remember feeling that kick with anything else before. Smoked paprika, Spanish style. Y'all see me. When I say I dump, I just dump. This is forward. We're going to put this in here. And that has a kick to it too. This is the turmeric. Do a little sprinkle. And we're going to take our ginger. Sometimes the ginger is hard to pump out. So then I'll tap it because it's not like super dry. And so from being over the heat of the pan, it may just get stuck under the lid, how you see. So if that happens, I'll just tap it and then just add more in. This is the black and, no it's not, the red and green bell pepper. And these are dry flakes. And so we're just going to, that's more than I wanted, but I may not have to do another pass after it simmers. And this, okay, so the red and green bell pepper doesn't have a sifter. The very hot crushed red pepper does. And so I'm putting like a healthy or somewhat healthy dump in here. This is going to be hot, y'all. Oh my gosh. The last thing, harissa fire. This has a serious kick. And you can look on Quigley Blvd's website at harissa fire and it'll tell you, you only need a little bit of that. It'll tell you like what peppers are in it. So then we stir again, and I can hear from how it sounds and by how it looks, the fat is burning. Well, not burning, but the fat is cooking off. So I don't drain my meat. I cook it until it starts to sizzle, and then when I stir it, I see less fat, like how it's greasy at the bottom. When this doesn't look like that anymore, that's when I'm like, okay, then I'll dump the sauce in because I don't want my sauce to be greasy, you know what I'm saying? But I also don't want to drain the meat either. So that's what I do for both ground beef and for turkey. Y'all, I feel like a chef here. Like I am really doing a video of me cooking. I remember back in my Still a Junkie 07 days, I was making chili. And that was in my second marriage. And so he had came to taste it. And then I'm doing a video talking. He comes and slides in a bowl for more chili. And I'm like, dude, y'all were cracking up. Like, yeah, he was trying to get more. He just slid his bowl right up under my phone while I'm trying to talk to my peoples. And so I'm just crunching it up some more. I'll give this maybe another 5 minutes or so, and we will come back. I am actually going to turn my phone off this time. Last time I had just sat it down. But we are going to sit this down and we're going to come back. Y'all, look at the color of the meat. Y'all know ground beef is brown. Look at the color of this. You can see the color of the turmeric. You see them peppers at the bottom. You see the peppers in the sauce. Y'all, this is going to be so, like, look how this looks. Does this look like regular ground beef to you? Penzey's got me, y'all. You see, how many seasons is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spices. Who the frick does this? Who does this? I do. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. But I love spicy food. I love flavorful food. So I'm going to put the phone, I'm actually going to turn the phone off. But look at how this looks. You can see how the coloring of some of those seasonings, but particularly the turmeric, it gives it a different color too. So I'm going to turn this off and we will come back as I dump the sauce in it. And then we will let it simmer. And I don't know. I'll come back with a taste test afterwards. But when I put this sauce in, usually that's when I will go ahead and boil my pasta. Here's a tidbit for pasta. I put it in a pan. I put salt in the water. And then I spray, this is olive oil. I'll spray like 5 pumps into the water. Or you can put like a teaspoon of margarine in the water after it boils before you put the pasta in it. And what that does is it will help your pasta not stick because it has the oil in it, or margarine, or if you want to use butter. I forget who told me that, and once I did it, I never went back. It does really help. You still have to stir it when you first put it in, but once you stir your pasta, you can just let it just continue to boil and it will not stick. Now if you put it in and don't stir it, it's still going to stick. But putting in the olive oil or the margarine or the butter, just a teaspoon if it's margarine or butter, and I do just, you know, 5 or 6 sprays with the olive oil. Once you stir up your pasta, you don't have to keep stirring it like every minute or so. It will not stick because of the oil or the butter. So let me know if you've heard that before and if you do that, because it really does work. And that's why my pasta sits next to the salt and next to the olive oil. And I got this from on Amazon. This is a diffuser for my oil thing. I had nowhere else to put it. Not that oil, but oil diffuser to scent the apartment. And this is the olive oil that I'm using. So ignore this. So we will be back when I dump the sauce in it, and we're going to dump some more seasonings in it. We'll come back when everything's done, and we will do a taste test and hope I don't choke myself like I did earlier. I want to take another taste. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. This is hot. This is very hot. When I do my next pass after I put the sauce in it, I will not put any more of this in there. And so this is why I taste in between, because you might be like, okay, enough garlic already, enough of this. This has a serious kick in the back of my throat, at the top of the back of my throat. I like it though. And I can actually taste the pepper, and I also can distinctly taste this right here, which isn't hot. I can distinctly taste this. Everything else is blended together. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna go and we'll be back. So you hear how it's sizzling and how it's less fat? I'm gonna give it another couple minutes. I wait until there's no fat, or very little, well, less than this actually, and then we'll put the sauce in it, because I want as much fat to cook off as possible. If you strain your meat, you know, that's always an option too. But I told you I'm a lazy cook. Oh my gosh, y'all, this ain't no joke. I can taste this red pepper, and it is very hot. Oh my gosh. I bought that one. Didn't I say I was going to go? I bought that one and just the medium hot one. Now my nose is running. And I bought this one because I wanted to see what was going to be my favorite. This, because I can taste the actual pepper, it's not my favorite, and so I will not repurchase this. But you know what? This right here, this is the one I'm repurchasing, which means I don't necessarily need the medium hot crushed red pepper. This right here, if you like hot and you like flavor, oh my, Okay, y'all hear the sizzling? And you see how it's less fat? If I had somebody here with me, I would have them open the jar. So you see how it's less fat? Another couple minutes. All right, y'all, I'm going to go and I'll come back and we'll dump the sauce in here. Do y'all hear it? Let me turn the fan off. Y'all hear the sizzling? Look at the color. Look at this. Look like heavenly flavor, doesn't it? So you see a little less fat than before. You hear it sizzling. And so I did open the jar of sauce. We're going to dump that in. Y'all, my nose is running. That's some spice right there, boy. Woo! And so I'm still crunching up, not crunching up, but breaking up some of the beef. Because when I put it in here, it comes in a block. Can I easily show you the block of beef? I'm looking at my freezer. These are the blocks of beef. Alright, I'm not going to show y'all the blocks of beef. I think they're at the bottom of something. But I'll show you the container the beef came in. It comes in this. Oh, you know what? I'll post a picture for the thumbnail. It comes in this, and it's a 3-pack. So you just cut along the lines where it's perforated over here. So this is 1.3 pound. And I just dropped the whole thing into the pan. And then I just kind of crunch it up as it cooks. But I do break it up before it cooks. But then you got to continue breaking it up because it is just a chunk of beef. Sorry, I had you out of frame. So do you hear this? It smells so good. Oh my gosh. You hear that sizzle? And it's a slow cook. It's only on number 2. So we're going to take the sauce. I do this with the sauce. Sorry, I was out of frame. I tilt it so it'll pour on the side and go in versus just in the center and then splatter. And then I will, as carefully as possible, shake it because there's still sauce in there. I know some people do add water to their sauce. I don't like to do that because to me it just thins out the sauce. And I don't know, for me it just does something to the flavor. I was watching this one channel, this was years ago. This was probably like 5 years ago. And she was cooking spaghetti for a church dinner. And she put, like for every one of these bottles, she put like half a bottle of water in it. For each jar of sauce, she put half a jar of water in it. And she also added celery to her sauce because she said, you know, she likes it crunchy. And it was so funny to me because she kept saying, when it turns red, it's ready. Talking about the sauce and mixed in with the meat. And she kept saying, when it's red, it's ready. And I'm thinking, sauce is already red unless it's Alfredo or pesto sauce. And I kept saying to my partner, her pasta sauce was red. It's not red anymore because she put so much water in it. So I was just like, that to me was just funny. She kept saying, when it's red, it's ready. When it's red, it's ready. Let me know if you use jar sauce. I know some people make their own. If you use jar sauce, do you add water in it to get whatever's left out of the jar or the can? I don't. I just try to shake it to the best of my ability. And y'all, look at this. Excuse me for the noise. I want to taste another piece. Y'all, this has a serious kick. Y'all, that kick ain't no... Ooh! Oh, hell. I started to cough and I inhaled right before I coughed. And it went right down my throat. Damn, that's good. And no, I didn't cough over the pot. I did turn my head, so I was like facing over there. Excuse me. And I'm belching. Y'all, oh my gosh. Whew. The last batch I made, I told my neighbor that was the best sauce I ever made. But then I tell her I'll make it again, and I'll be like, okay, this is the best. Because as I said, because I don't measure, I don't know. But this, I think, is going to be my best. That kick in the back of my throat. I don't even know. Let me just try the sauce. I don't even know if I want to do another pass with the, you know, let me get a spoon. Before, when I was eating the meat off of this, I was just using like my teeth. But since I want to taste the sauce, let's get a spoon. Oh my gosh, y'all. All right, we're going to just taste the sauce. Y'all, I ain't mean to double dip. Yo, this right here. But you know what? Just because, whoo, yo, the top back of my palate and the back of my throat, I'm going to put just a little bit more of everything, and that'll be it. Because this really don't need anything else, y'all. It has that kick, but it also has so much flavor in it. So, Revolution, we're only going to put a little bit this time. You see that? Just a little bit. I'm not going to put any more roasted garlic in it. I don't think I need... Oh, shit. Do I want to... Let's go for it. Just a little bit. Y'all see I'm just putting just a little bit. Smoked paprika is not hot. It just has a smoke flavor, so that's okay. Whew, Lord. I'm looking at Forward, which is my new Justice. It has some of the same ingredients, but the first ingredient in this is special bold black pepper. And that's why this has become my new Justice. And you see it has turmeric in it, onion, paprika. And so we just put extra of that stuff from that stuff. And you see it also has garlic in it. So we're just going to put... Yeah, y'all. I don't think I'm going to do another pass with this after this. Like when I said how I wait till it simmers a little bit. Whew. Damn, that's good. I don't think I want to put any more of this in there. Because I'm still unsure of the flavor. But you know what? Let's just put a little bit more. I already know... Let's do a little bit more. Look at all that. I already know I'm not going to repurchase this. And it's just the flavor of it. And I do like red bell peppers and I do like green bell peppers. And I think maybe because I'm used to just eating them raw in salads, I'll just cut it up and put it in a salad or in tuna fish or something like that. Oh my goodness, it is in my nose. Something's in my nose. But as far as using it to cook with, I'm not a fan of the flavor. It is something different. It is something new. Hell no, we're not putting this in there again. We are going to put a little bit of harissa fire. Just a little bit. That's it. That is it. Excuse me. So we're going to leave this just like this. We're going to leave it on 2. We're going to put the lid on it. I'm going to go ahead and do a pot of water. Put in the salt. When that boils, I'll put in the spaghetti. No, when the water boils... We'll put in a few sprays of the oil and then we'll immediately put the spaghetti in and we'll stir it and let that cook. I usually check it after about 10 minutes, but for me, for it not to be al dente, which to me is just like, okay, you're not done because it tastes starchy and thick. And so I'll check it in about 10 minutes and then, you know, I'll let it cook for like another 6 and then I'll strain that and then I'll come over here with a spoon and pour some over my pasta. So this is the question. If you buy jar sauce or canned sauce, do you add water to it once you mix it in with your meat? So that's the first question. The third question is first question, do you add water to your pasta sauce? The second question is, if you have something like this that has these different flavors in it, cherry, black pepper, cane sugar, turmeric, do you put this in and add more of the cherry, black pepper, and more of the turmeric? Like, do you add that extra flavor? And the third question is, do you dump your spaghetti sauce on top of the spaghetti? I don't do that because then it's easier just to freeze the sauce. But growing up, it was always dump the sauce on top of the spaghetti. And I think because there were so many of us and we were all eating, and whatever was left over, we would just nuke it the next day. So first question, do you add water to your sauce? Second question, if it's one particular spice that has a bunch of seasonings in it, do you look at the ingredients and add more of individual flavors to get that flavor to come through? And the third question is, do you dump your sauce on top of all the pasta or do you leave the sauce separate? So those are the questions. We'll come back and do a taste test once the pasta is cooked. We will just keep an eye on this. And actually, we're going to turn this down to 1. so that the seasonings can really just marinate. And for me, let me know if this is true for you too. For me, the day after I make pasta sauce, the day after I make chili, the day after somebody makes macaroni and cheese, it tastes so much better. Let me know if it's like that for you too. And I do know it's because all the seasonings have really like soaked in and marinated. So we'll be back and do a taste test. We're back much sooner. This was already bubbling. Yes, you'll notice it's a different burner. It was up here. It's on low. Let me turn this up since I put the water here for the pasta. We're going to put this on 5. And I put this on low. This was already bubbling. I am not adding any more to it. And you can tell it was bubbling by how it looks. So I'm just going to let this stay back here and keep heating up, simmering. And I'm unscrewing the salt. This is the only time I intentionally use salt, is I put it in the pot before I brown beef or ground turkey, and for when I boil water for pasta. So we're going to let that boil, and then we'll spray 5 or 6 sprays of that, and then we'll put in the pasta. What I like about this, I found it on Amazon. I'm not good at doing it with one hand, and I'm not able to do it with one hand. When this is all, excuse me for that, when this is all the way closed, you don't see this. And what I like about it is that it said this is a serving size. So when you dump this, whatever pasta comes out of here, that's a serving size. And I love that. Usually I put a little more because I like to eat. But if you are a person who really sticks to serving sizes, this is a serving size of pasta. So if it's 2 of you, do it twice. If it's just 1 of you, do it once. This is what I wanted to show you. I have not opened, as you see, Norwood Fire seasoning yet. And oh my gosh, I might give this away. I hate to say that. The best by date is April 2025. Look at that. I haven't even opened it yet. And you can use it after that, but it won't be as flavorful, they say. So this, it does have coarse flake salt, chipotle pepper, Hungarian paprika, Tellicherry black pepper, garlic, rosemary, thyme, and cayenne. So I have not opened this to use it yet because y'all saw all this stuff with all the peppers in what I used for the sauce. And so I have not had a need, or felt I had a need, to put this in here. And as with most of their seasonings, it tells you what it says. I mean, it tells you what it's good for. Norwood's Fire has the same great flavor as the regular Norwood seasoning. I've never had that one, but with the added kick of smoky chipotle and cayenne red peppers. Rub on steak, fish, and chops. Sprinkle on turkey and chicken wings and grilled vegetables. Use 1 to 2 teaspoons per pound, depending on how hot you like it. Y'all see me, I just dump stuff based on the ingredients. But damn, today is December 7th. There's no way I'm gonna use all of this by April 25th, especially with all the other hot stuff that I have. So I'm gonna ask around and see, because this is good for a family. Because for me, it'll take me a year to get through this. Because I was thinking, open it and put some in one of these little Penzey's jars. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 small jars from Penzey's and 1 large jar. Well, the 2-ounce jar. So yeah, because I was thinking, do I want to keep some? But I know I won't get through it. So maybe I do need to order more Vietnamese cinnamon. This is the last of my cinnamon from in that bag. So it is near the top. It's like right here on top of the label. But this is it. So I am going to order some more cinnamon, Vietnamese cinnamon. So maybe I'll just order a sample packet of this. Because all that hotness that's in that pot, I do not need more hotness. So I need to see who I can give this to, because I don't want it to go bad. And again, you can use seasoning past the best by date, but it won't have as much flavor. And maybe that might be a good thing. I don't know. All right, we're going to go. When we come back, I might show you how I put the pasta in. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We'll come back. Okay, the water's boiling. What I decided to do with this, if the winner is international and they like spicy foods, I'll send this with the other Penzey's, actually with Justice, because Justice is going to go to the international winner. That's why this is here. No, excuse that. This is going to a friend of mine. Sorry. They're going to get that kind box which had 3 of this size seasonings in it. But if they like spicy, whoever wins international, they will get this one as well. Let's just peek at the sauce. And you see it starting to bubble just a little bit. So we're going to stir that before we add the pasta. So we're going to go ahead and mix it, because if you remember, we didn't mix it after that last dump of seasonings. And I'm like, I am not putting anything else in here. And I want to taste it so bad. But we're not. We're not. Look at the color of this spatula. Y'all, them seasonings Penzey's ain't no joke. I did already start to take the pasta out, because I know I'm not going to be able to do it with one hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sprays. So when I say I took the garlic out, I just turned it enough to get the serving out. And so usually I do take a little bit more. So this is supposed to be 1 serving size. So what I do when I first put the pasta in, oops, I try not to drop any. Oops. And actually, I'm just going to take a little bit more. Oh, too much. I'm only going to take this much more. So when I first put it in the boiling water, I will go like this, and I'll turn it. So that way the ends won't stick. The ends that's in the water won't stick. So I just take it and just turn it, because then I'll show you what I do next. And you can cook your pasta however you want to. So I'll just do this. And then what I'll do is I'll hold the pot with one hand, but I'm using my arm, and I will press it in. I will press it in, because then I can get all of it into the pot, because the bottom half is already soft enough. And be careful though. And this isn't all the way in, but we're going to take our fork. So then what I do is, because this end went in first, I'll take the fork and just rake it through. So if there is some sticking, which there isn't, because I always twirl it as I showed you before, I press it in for it to fold. I will do this around the edges, and then I'll come over to this edge with the fork and just rake in between, and looking at it closely to see is anything sticking, and nothing is sticking. And so once everything is in, and I'll just go back and forth a little bit, nothing is sticking to itself, then I'll turn on my timer. And I did tell you I do 16 minutes. We'll check it at 14. And I'm sure I'm going to still have to do another 2. But we'll just do 14. And so I'm going to try to close this, holding it on my, well, under my underarm. And I'm not able to quite do it. Let me see. Nope, it ain't working. So this is as far as I can close it. Without the whole thing turning, because if I keep turning this way, the whole thing is going to come off. So yeah, we'll close this afterward. So then I'll come back to this and just further mix it. Make sure it's all in the water. And here's a 4th question. Here's a 4th question. Do you break up your spaghetti? Because I don't break mine. Growing up, I did, but then somewhere along the line, I realized I like twirling it, and then you hold a spoon on the end of the fork and twirl it. That way it all twirls onto the fork. My mom taught me that when we were younger, when we would go out to Italian restaurants. And the authentic Italian restaurants, they would give you a tablespoon with your fork when you would order spaghetti. And I was always like, what is that for? So you can put the fork, like we're going to pretend the pan is the fork. The pan is the spoon. You hold your tablespoon, you get pasta on your fork, you put your fork against the spoon and twirl it. And it would stay on the fork because the spoon prevents it from falling off. So that way you don't have to like slurp it in, and then you got sauce all over your shirt and down your face and all of that. So we're just mixing this up really good, making sure nothing's sticking, and nothing is and nothing ever does for me. Different things work for different people. So if you try what I'm saying and your spaghetti sticks, sorry. And we're just going to leave this fork in here. That's the fork not the fork. This is this, what is this? A bowl that we're going to eat out of later. So we're going to come back We'll say 15 minutes because I set it for 14, and I know for me I like it at 16. I like my pasta tender, not soggy, not, you know, stiff or anything, but you know, I know how I like my pasta to taste, or to feel, I should say. And so let's peek again at the sauce. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. So we'll be back when the pasta's done, and we will put it in a bowl, and we'll put some sauce in it, and we'll do a taste test. All right, we'll be back again. Okay, so I set the timer for 14 minutes, and then I tasted it, and yes, I needed another 2 more, and then I put it back for 1. I don't know what it is, maybe because I put more than 1 serving. We're going to look at the sauce. We're going to turn the sauce off, turn off the timer. We're going to actually turn this off. Now, when I thaw out, take that off the heat. When I thaw out the sauce, when I cook the pasta, I will drain it, and we are going to still drain it. And then I'll put the sauce on top of it and mix it and let it get hot. But because this is already hot, we're good to go. This is the bowl I'm going to eat out of. The spoon. Look, I made my labels already. Ragu with ground beef, cooked frozen 12/7/2024. And I made 5 because, and I have, I think, like 4 more of these. I filled them about 3/4 of the way, which is about, because this I think is a cup or almost a cup. It says a pint. I don't know the whatever the word is, the conversion to ounces. You know what I think I did? I think I put a cup in here once. I used a measuring cup for a cup of liquid and put in here, and it was about up to here. And so I'll fill it 2/3 of the way. That's the serving size. And so and with the labels, I always know exactly what it is in case, like, I make also like chili or something like that. I'll know what it is, what meat it is, because sometimes I do cook with ground turkey, and I'll know what date it's been in the freezer, so we know how long it's been in there. Excuse my sink. I did a makeup look before I started cooking. The palette is in water. These are the brushes I used. I'm going to clean this out, which I don't think I need to recycle anymore, but we will. So we're going to, usually I hold the strainer in one hand and turn the pasta. Well, not turn it, but turn the pot with the other hand. That worked out well. And we are going to put this on the burner that has not been on. So that's on the front burner. Excuse me if I'm making you dizzy. Oh, you know what? Damn it. This isn't how... Yeah, it is. I got confused. We're not going to put sauce on top of it. I like to eat with small forks for some reason. So that's why that one's here. So we're just going to wiggle and jiggle. I do not... Growing up, we used to run hot water over the pasta so it wouldn't be starchy. But I don't notice it being starchy when I don't rinse it. So I don't know what that was about. Let me know. 5th question. You know what? I think we'll do a giveaway with this since I'm asking you so many questions. Make sure you're thorough with your answers. The 5th question, it'll be a Penzey's giveaway. If you're in the United States, it'll be one winner. If the random generator chooses a person in the States, you'll get a Penzey's gift card. If you're international, I will, if I have unopened seasonings, I'll send those to you. And if I don't have, well, I always have extra, but I'll put together a nice little collection of spices, since Penzey's doesn't sell overseas. And so I'm doing this, and I apologize if it's making you dizzy. And there's like no water coming out of it. So we're going to dump that in our bowl. I almost forgot my Parmesan cheese. All right, so we're going in the fridge. This is what we got. And I always shake it because it clumps. And so, if I can do this with one hand. All right, so we're going to bring this over to the stove. And hope I don't make a mess. Because usually I hold the bowl close to the pot, but we're going to put the bowl right here. And we're going to take this clean spoon. We're going to mix it up. Y'all, oh my gosh. Oh, look, oh my gosh. And we're just going to, sorry I had you out of frame. Y'all, this sauce, oh my gosh. Oh my god. And I do like saucy spaghetti. I don't want my pasta to feel dry. And so this is quite a bit of sauce there. Excuse me for the noise. And actually, we'll put that there since we need to wash it. And actually, we're going to use this again for when we empty this into these jars. And usually it's like 2.5 of these spoonfuls to put in a jar. And then I'm going to let this sit here and cool for like 2 or 3 hours before I switch it over. So, oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? I want another large fork just so I can mix the pasta together. So actually we're gonna sprinkle some cheese, and I'm cheesy, I like cheese. And so we're going to mix this up. I want a nice ratio of sauce and pasta, and I already told you I don't like dry pasta, and it looks like I'm gonna need to put some more sauce. Yeah, I'm gonna put some more sauce. Yeah, we need more sauce. I know I keep saying it, but I'm looking at it like, yeah, you're looking a little anemic. All right, so let's bring this back. Let me know what y'all are thinking about this video. I'm really having fun doing this. Editing is going to be a beast. I already put the other videos on my laptop. So this will be the only clip I need to put on it, but then I need to edit it all. And what I did, I put first, second, third, fourth, because we have 4 clips. And so this one will be number 5, because I want to make sure I know where they go in the editing before I start. If I do any, I don't have to do any edits except the first one because I have put the phone down. But other than that, it's just clipping a couple seconds off the back end and a couple seconds off the front end. Y'all, oh my gosh, look at this. What I don't understand, and I'm sure it's cultural, Italian families, they serve bread with their pasta. I mean, yeah, and I'm like, that's just more carbs. Like, that's too many carbs. And so even if I'm at a restaurant and they try to give me bread with carbs, it's an Italian restaurant, Bertucci's is near me. And I need to go by January 5th because they sent me a coupon, $15 off, $30 order. And they sent 2 of them. And both of these, it starts January 1st to, wait a minute, these are different dates. This one says expires January 5th. This one says January 1st to February 9th. That is awesome. Fabulous Fiftiosity loves Bertucci's, and so when she comes, that's usually when I use one of the gift cards. And I'm hoping she'll be back soon and we'll use that. But when I go there, even if we order pizza, they give us bread, and I always say, I don't want the bread because it's just carbs on carbs. And I'm not diabetic or anything, but I'm just like, I mean, I don't get it. Yes, I did just put that in my mouth. Okay, y'all. Oh, that sauce is good. Oh my gosh. And we're going to take this chunk of beef. Oh my gosh. All right. You know what, y'all? It's not super. Okay, wait a minute. Wait for it. The kick is a slow burn. Because before I started stuttering, I was going to say it doesn't have that kick that it had when it was cooking on the stove. But it gets you on the back end. Like once you swallow, it's like, hey, how you doing? But it's not overbearing. It's not overpowering. And it has y'all saw all the seasonings. This has so much flavor in it. And the kick is not bad. And maybe because it's mixed with the pasta, it is not kicking me like it did on the stove when my nose was running. I sneezed, coughed, and then belched. This is good. This is really good. I'm glad I took a picture of what we used. I will not repurchase the red and green bell peppers. It does have a distinct flavor, and I like it, but I don't like it. I like it enough to finish the one I have, but I don't like it enough to repurchase it. This is freaking good, y'all. This is really good. It has a lot of flavor, and the kick is on the back end. So like your mouth isn't burning, and it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? There we go. This is so freaking good. I just opened this. That's what that noise was. Because I'm cheesy. You know what I like? Oh, okay, wait a minute. I think I had a piece of pepper. All right, yeah. So what I like though also is, like the first bite, it was just a slight kick in the back of my throat. The bite I just took, that's making my nose run. And so I like that every bite isn't like, oh my God, and my nose is running. So I like that it has that variety. So every bite is not going to like make my nose run, but knowing that this right here, this bowl as a whole, that it does have the spices that I like, the seasonings that I like. And I do like spicy, but I like flavorful spice. And I know I asked that in a previous video. Do you just like spicy? Is spicy hot? No, not spicy hot. Hot for no reason with no flavor, or spicy hot. And quite a few of you said you like spicy hot. And that's what this is. It's spicy, meaning flavorful, and it has that kick. So I'm going to go now, y'all. Time for my pain med. My back hurts from driving down to the playhouse and back. And when I was there, I was on my feet for like 3 hours. When I got back home, had to walk up 3 flights of steps. I am in a lot of pain, and then standing to cook. So I'm going to stretch my tan ass out on my sofa, eat this. And I bought this recently, 40 ounces. So I need to drink this because when I go down to the playhouse, I don't drink a lot of water because I have to keep going to the bathroom. So we're going to drink this before I go to sleep. We're going to drink this Gatorade right here with our meal. And let me know what you think of this. And if you picked up any of the tidbits or takeaways from like how I season my foods. And also, I look forward to hearing your answers. And there will be a giveaway, so be specific with your answers. And please number your answers so I know what question you're answering. And as I watch this all back, I will write down what the questions are, what numbers there were. So, see, my nose is running. So my memory tells me there's 5 questions. And so I'm looking forward to your answers. This was interesting to do. And I hope you enjoyed it. We didn't do the intro. We didn't play it with our face. Ooh, y'all, my nose. But as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Excuse me for the glare. Thank you. And make sure you leave your answers and whatever other comments down below. Thanks.